Hey, this is Chris with Ugly.Teacher.Hiking. So someone asked in comments, what stands work with other stoves? Because we got so many different stoves with different stands. Are they all interchangeable? Do they work together? Can we use them with different stoves? I don't know. Didn't even think about checking that out, but I think we should today. So please give me your attention and let's watch this. Ugly Teacher Hiking. I hike it so you don't have to. So here's all our alcohol stoves that we have up to this point. I have several in here. We got the Boundless, Voyage, Tiandlife, our firebox stand, the maxi cups that we've been using, my traditional fire kit, and our Varga fuel that is most likely tainted with moisture. So we're going to check this out. Someone had mentioned about the different stands. So we'll compare the stands, see what works with what, and just have them all out. Let's change this up. All right, here we got all the stoves set up at this point. No particular order. So remember, we're just comparing stands themselves because people were asking about stands. So before we even go, we're going to boil some water up on the side while we're going through all this. And I think we're going to use our Tiandlife stand just because it's handy. And I have the Boundless Voyage one, which is pretty much the same size. We can compare the stands themselves. So here, let me move some of this out of the way. Plop that there in the middle. Back a little farther. Get the Varga stove that we had a lot of trouble lighting last time out of the way. We're going to put our fuel in here. I can see where I had it up to last time. I'm not measuring so close. And we came across some issues. Someone mentioned that maybe the flame looks different because it might be a little tainted. Well, I had a tendency to agree with that because it's been in that Varga bottle. So maybe moisture got in there. Maybe that's why we can't get the flame to go. Now we're going to try our lighter from a Zippo with the butane insert. Yeah, I think it lit that time. Oh yeah, it's lit. So we live so close to the airport, or I'm staying so close to the airport, that you can hear every plane going over. So if you hear a plane, I'm not launching. But I'm going to use my Toaks 550 cup because, like I said last video, that this would be the cup I typically would use for camping. Now before I even go, I have this stand right here. I just wanted to show you. I can't use this cup with this stand because it goes inside. So we're not going to be using this with that. So I'm going to plop this on top here since it's going. We're going to pour some water in here. Hear that sizzle? That's a good sign. So while that's getting ready, let's do what we came here for. We're going to test our different stands. The stands, someone asked in comments, can this stand be used with that? And it dawned on me, why don't we just do a video on it? So we're going to start off from left, move our way right. So on the left here, we have everything that looks like a Trangia. We got the Evernew, we got the Trangia, the Esbit and Solo Stove. They're exactly the same size and for the most part, same thing as the Trangia. In the middle here, we got our typical Vargo and our Silverant. And then on the right here, we got our Lixada siphon stove and our Boundless Voyage. And then we got this bad boy. So we're going to pop that off to the side for now. I don't want to have to keep moving the tripod around, so we're just going to leave it stationary. I'm just going to move things in focus. So here, we're going to start off with the Evernew. This is the Evernew alcohol stove. I love this stove, super light. The stand, I think the stand may even be close to the same weight, but it fits on there perfectly, perfect height. So that's the Evernew. Now, will this stand fit all the others? Let's give them a try. So we're going to go to the Trangia. Remember what I said? Always make sure you pick up so it doesn't fall apart. Perfect. Fits in there perfectly. So we know that will fit. Will fit the Silverant. Fits the Silverant. No wiggle room. All right. Will it fit the Lixada? Perfect. Will it fit the other Lixada siphon stove? No, it will not. No, it will not. Just keep in mind, we're going to run into this problem a lot with the siphon stoves. They don't have the same diameter as a lot of them. So we got that one. Let's look at this other siphon stove. I don't know why you would want to do it with this one. No, it doesn't fit either. And then we got one more. I don't know why you would want to do it with this one either. But let me take that out. Doesn't fit. So if you're looking for something you can use for a stove, that wouldn't work. So this works with any of these types of stoves. I love this siphon stove though. The Tiandlife and the Boundless Voyage. They just hold up so well. All right, I'm gonna put this to the side. This is the Evernew cross stove. Beautiful stove stand. I love the patina on it. All right, let's go to this. That's what happens when you lift it up the wrong way. Let's go to this one, which is the Lixada. This is the Lixada stove stand. Let's just go directly to the Lixada first. This is the one I started off with. I absolutely love this stand. I mean, it's got some funky things here to use as a wrench or whatever. I would never do that. It'd fall apart. But fits very well on that. Let's look at the Trangia. Fits very well on there. Locks in. Let's look at the Silverant. Oh, and it does not fit the Silverant. Or does it? Ooh, I had to wiggle it around. No real play on here. It does fit though. It does fit. Get a little gap. So it does fit. Okay. Lixada siphon. Nope. Boundless Voyage. Nope. This other Boundless Voyage. Well, I guess in a pinch, you could use it on this one. In a pinch, I wouldn't trust it too much though. But it seems to lock in a little because the inside ones kind of go inside and kind of hold it from moving around. But I wouldn't trust that too much. And let's look at the Evernew. Fits the Evernew. It's got a little wobble in it. I don't know if I would use that with it. Wow, I'm glad I'm doing this video, so I know. So that's why I like to get the ones designed for the stoves that were designed for it. That goes with this one. Now, I'm kind of ignoring this because it's flat. There's no way, none of these stands will fit on this. And you're supposed to rest on top here. Remember, we had so much trouble trying to get this lit. Just nuts, just nutty. So then we have our other stand, our Lixada, for the siphon stove. This is what one viewer particularly asked about. So this fits into here exactly. You even have the cutouts right there, so it goes in. So it's very secure. It's not going to wobble or anything. Well, this stand fit the other stoves. All right, let's go from left to right. There's too much wiggle room. I wouldn't use it with this. Potential for falling off. Will it fix with the Trangia? Nope. The same problem, too much wiggle room. It doesn't lock in. Will it fit with the Lixada? Nope. The Silverant. That one seems even worse. Now, how about the Boundless Voyage, one like this? Again, I don't know why you would want to do that. Nope, it could lock into two sides, and then the other two sides, you see, won't lock in. That'd be dangerous. I wouldn't even play around with that. Stove down. And let's look at the last one. Yeah, not even close. Not even in the ballpark. So this is basically only good for our Lixada siphon stove. Truthfully, if I'm going to do the Lixada, I'd rather do one of these stoves. Self-contained, it's got its own stand and everything. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is worry about a windshield. We have other stands I have, like this one. You put this inside here. I showed you at the beginning how the 550 cup won't rest on top. Well, this is the 450. Yeah, can't even use it. Can't even use it. And it's going to be one of these two that I use typically, so that's an issue. So not a big fan of this. If I was using a frying pan, maybe I was car camping, yeah, I'd go for this. So what else we got? Well, we got our firebox. Let's take that off. Love this stand. You could make it smaller, make it bigger. Love this stand, but a little pricey, And it's specifically made for the Trangia. But you can hear it lock in there when you plop it in there. Great. Take that out. Let's take our Evernew, plop it in here. Doesn't fit. It'll go down. It's almost too low down there. So I have the Lixada, where I can take the lid that I bought separately, put that on the bottom. And this is a Silverant. So just plop that on top. Stable base. Perfect. Perfect. So there's so many tricks that we could use and hacks. So if you have any, please put it in the comments, because I want to know, and any ideas for future videos. Anytime you have an idea, please put it in the comments. I want to make certain that I can get out the material you guys want to see. Now we have one more stand that I did not talk about, and this was for the Silverant. I bought this with the Silverant stove. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let's move these out of the way. Here's the Silverant. Just plop it over the top. Great. To me, it looks like the distance is a little too far away from the flame, but it's just about right. It would work with almost all of them, except the siphon stoves. Lixada, Evernew. Let's try this one, the Boundless Voyage. I think that would be way too far away. but it works well. I like using this stand. And last but not least, this stand right here for the Boundless Voyage. It's a great little stove, but that's it. Let's open this up, take this out. We'll put other things in there. Yeah, it works. It's a little bulky, a little big. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it'll work. And gives you a little protection. Not much, you still need a windscreen. So, great little stand for this stove in particular. And the stove is great because it's got a snuffer on it. We've looked at all the stoves. We've talked about them. Now we have to go in and get our hot water. So the last few minutes of the video did not catch it, but the stove had gone out. Ooh. Yeah, that's hot. Gotta watch for those little flare-ups. Okay, let's put this back on here. It is flaring up to the left side here. Let's put that on there. Well, I'm sure you guys can smell the hair on my hand. Gone. Let's leave that on there for another minute or so. So what's the best stand? I don't know. Whatever came with the stove for the most part. I don't have a complaint about any of them. Really, the only one I don't like is the green one. This one. I don't know if I'll ever use it. I don't use pans that big. What's my favorite stand? Whatever one works. I don't know. Right now, the Evernew. I like the way it looks after it's been cooked on a few times. It's got that patina on it. I've used this one in windy conditions. Like it, but I don't think it lets enough air in. But Silverant did a good job with that. And this Lixada one. This is my standby. This is the one I always use when I'm going out and about traveling. I always keep this one in my car. I always keep one alcohol stove in the car and a thing of heat, just because heat is cheap here in the States. So, and this one, I like this stove, but the stand's only good for this stove. You really can't use it for any others, safely anyway. Now, typically, the best stove that you can get is whatever you can get for the cheapest and works. I want to say the cheapest stove on this table may be the Trangia, or maybe the Tiandlife. So just figure out which one works for you, which one's the cheapest. It doesn't need to be titanium, it could be aluminum, it could be brass, copper, whatever they have available, and whatever works. Because just because they're cheap doesn't necessarily mean they're awesome or work well. And even the expensive ones, well, expensive can be expensive. Like the Evernew are very expensive, but they're nice, very nice. So choose which one you can get, choose which one you can afford. And I find the best one to be whatever someone gives you as a gift. Gifts are the best. So let's check this out. Oh, the water is almost there. Let's cover that back up. And this stand right here, Firebox Nano, I like that one. A little pricey, a little heavy. If you're doing day hiking, I'd carry that. If you're not, I don't know. Truthfully, if I'm going on a real hike, I'm going to take my BRS stove. All right, let's see how this is doing. Nice. For me, that's pretty much done. So, let's put our cup here. Am I going to burn my fingers off? Yes, I am. Okay, so Put that in there. There we go. We're not doing anything special today. A nice cup of hot water is good. I had like several cups of coffee this morning. And we can see the flame is still going on that one. But we're not doing a flame test or anything, so we can just let it burn out. I'm trying to get rid of this fuel because I think it might be tainted. Let's talk about the conclusions. So what did we learn? Not all the stands are interchangeable. You got to figure out which one works. If I were you and going to buy this, like I would get the stove stand that you can buy with it. Okay. Now a lot of these are standard, like the Evernews, the Trangias, standard, where the stands interchange. I would make certain in the description that says it's specifically for a specific stove. That way you can't get ripped off. And there are a lot of cheap stove stands. So please, in comments, write down what you think, what we should have done, how we could have done it better. And just keep in mind that it's very subjective. So figure out what works for you. Truthfully, some of the cheap stoves are just as good as the expensive ones. You just got to figure it out. Now, as usual here on Ugly.Teacher.Hiking, we'd like to try the tea or the hot water. Is it hot? I can feel it through the cup. It definitely is. It's hot water. I should have put coffee in it or tea. And hopefully you click like and subscribe. Please remember, I do this so you don't have to. And keep in mind that you need to go out there. The season to camp, hike is here. So please click like and subscribe. Remember, I do this so you don't have to. Have a great weekend or day